Hi, welcome back. Now, first of all, I need to apologise that it's been so long since I've last done a video, but I had a big Lego show on last weekend and I was hard out trying to get some things finished in time for that show, so the farm kind of got neglected and hence there was nothing to make videos of. I've got another show coming up in about a month's time in the middle of October, but since I'll be displaying pretty much the same things that I displayed last show, so it's in a completely different location, so the people at last show won't be at this show. I don't have so much preparation to do it. I've still got a wee bit I'd like to get that finished for the next show, but not a great deal, so hopefully there'll be a few more videos. Now, at the moment we're just planting potatoes, so as you can see it's now through winter and spring has sprung upon us here. Oh, sorry, we're not doing potatoes, so we're doing corn. My bad, I'm planting corn. Yep, so this is the paddock that had, I think it had carrots in it last time. So I did a video in this paddock, and so this one and the one next door are now going to have corn in them. And the reason I'm doing corn, even though I've done corn before, oh no, beans had last and carrots before the beans. And the reason I'm doing corn is that on this particular map the corn is quite a lot taller than on most maps, so I want to do myself some tall corn. So that's what we're doing. Now the budget at the moment, let's just have a look see here. If we get into the bank, the budget, we're in debt to the tune of $190,000 at the moment. So that's still the debt. We had a debt of $250,000, which we've slowly been paying off. The only thing I've spent money on since the last time was I bought a roller, and I blame Fury Machine Gaming for that. I've always enjoyed doing rolling, but I didn't have a roller on this farm, so I hadn't done any rolling on this particular farm. And he did rolling on one of his last videos and made me realise how much I've missed doing rolling, so I went and bought a roller, which is another way of fertilising fields, which is good because, as you may recall, even though each of my fields need fertilising 2 times per growth cycle, I've kind of made it a rule that I'm not going to use the same way of fertilising both times of the 2 fertiliser things. So before I was doing slurry for one and bought fertiliser pellets for the other, so now that I've got a roller, I've got 3 different ways of fertilising fields, so I can just do 2 of those 3 each time. Like I can do slurry and then roll if I want, or roll then bought fertiliser pellets, or it just gives me a bit more option on how to fertilise my fields, so that's all good. Once I've got this this next row after this one done, I might go for a walk and show you a couple of things on the farm. I've also got a few photos I'm going to show you from the Lego show that I was at, which I'll show you before I end this video. But yeah, we're just trying to get this corn planted. So I've got 2 fields of corn to plant, and I'm not going to do it all on video because I don't want to bore you all silly. Okay. So I don't think you kill the plants when driving over them when you've just planted them like this. I haven't actually tried it, so I might be doing some plant killing with my turning around, but hopefully not. And of course I've still got to do the ends of this field once I've finished all my rows. As you can see, my rows have a big huge curve in them, so we're getting there slowly. Now, while I think of it, one of my friends who does a lot of trucking videos, Driver, said that if you want to ask him questions, go ahead, and at the time I didn't have any questions to ask that I could think of at the time, but I've since thought of one, and I know that I've got a lot of American followers on this channel, so I'm going to ask this question. I'd be interested to know. Now obviously, unlike in New Zealand, in America you have different time zones, so as you're driving from one state to another, you can perhaps cross time zones. And I'm curious, with modern cars, do they actually recognise when you're changing time zone? So does the clock in a modern American car actually change as you cross from one time zone to another when you're travelling cross country? Or are they not that smart, so you just got to adjust the time clock, the clock in the car each time you cross a time zone yourself? So yeah, I'd just be kind of interested to know that, because we don't have different time zones in New Zealand, because New Zealand's a very skinny country, and if you have a look on the map you'll see that it goes up and down quite skinny. We're all in the one time zone. If our whole country did a quarter turn on the globe, we would be big enough to cross various different time zones, but because we're pretty well vertical, we don't. So yeah, if one of my American friends could tell me how it works with your car clock when you're travelling cross country and you cross time zones, I'm just curious as to how that works, whether you have to know to manually adjust your clock. I mean, obviously on an older car I'd expect that you'd have to just manually do it. I wouldn't expect an older car to know, but I thought newer cars that, they're all connected to the internet and things nowadays, I thought maybe they would auto adjust. So I know, for example, that my PC here, when we go into daylight saving or when daylight saving ends, my PC knows, and the clock on it just changes automatically to account for daylight saving. So I thought maybe car clocks in modern cars do a very similar thing when you crossing from one time zone to another. Yeah, I've ended up doing a couple of those, and I stood over them, so I just got busy talking about these clocks. So we'll just finish this row, and I'll go for a walk and show you a couple of things, and then I'll show you these Lego photos as well from the last Lego show. So I've got a couple of interesting stories around that too. So yeah. Now, funnily enough, when I bought my roller, I went and rolled most of my grass fields. I'll show you. I'll just turn the tractor around, ready for when I do the next row first, before I show you. The reason I did that is I hate clean-looking farm equipment. Really, really hate it. So I wanted to get the roller dirty, so I went and rolled a whole lot of grass fields, even though they didn't actually need rolling because they were already at full fertilisation level. So if I go to my map here for a second, go down here to where my farm is. So this is where we're planting our corn here, and both these two fields, 242 and 241, are both going to end up being corn. Now, so here's all my grass fields, all these green ones here, and all the ones that are in the green stage here was because I went and rolled them, and all the ones in the orange stage I didn't roll. So I did that just to get my roller dirty. They didn't actually need to be done, because as you can see, all of my grass fields are already at full fertilisation, but I just did it to get my roller dirty. Now I'll jump out here and go for a bit of a run down here, and I will show you why in a moment. In one of my previous videos, AK said, hey, was that a stall that you just passed on your farm? So I thought I'd come down and show him the stall here. Now if I go into this menu down here for a second and turn on the info trigger, I think it is, yep. No, it must be interactive zone. Yes. So these stalls, they do work as a buy station. As you can see, you'd come up behind to sell things. You'd actually have to come up in the paddock here to sell things. Each stall, so these are part of a DLC pack, and each stall has different things that they can buy off you. And I don't think, from memory, this stall actually buys anything that I ever grow. So really, I've got it here just for display purposes. But I like having the stall there. You wouldn't, that's PA Plowman's or PA Plowboys Land Rover there. So if you haven't got this DLC pack and you really want a little farm thing, there are some stalls that you can download that are just decorative, and you could also get a trailer and just put some crates of fruit and things on the trailer. Now, while I'm down here, I'll do a shout out for both Fury Machine Gaming here. This house is this one. So it's Fury Machine Gaming's house. And I will also do a shout out for AK, who's got this house here. And for anyone that's got this map, these houses I've put on myself. And the reason I did that, if we go back to the map for a second, because these houses are in here. So paddock 241 was bigger than it's showing here because it came right down to the road, but I didn't want it quite that big, so I put a couple of houses in there, and that way I made the whole paddock a bit smaller. Now if we just run over here again, I know it's a bit unrealistic running like this and jumping over hedges, but I just want to show you a couple of things. This is a mod that I've got that causes puddles like this. It has just stopped raining recently on this map, which is why there's groundwater. So it's a mod I'm using that one of the things that the mod does, which is really, really cool, is it leaves puddles of water in the lowest lying ground everywhere after the rain. And normally, however many hours it was raining for, the puddles of water will stay for that same number of hours after it stops raining. So if I was trying to do something with that field at the moment, mow it, although it's not actually ready for mowing, or plant in it or something, I couldn't do that part of the field where the puddle is, so I'd either have to wait for that to dry off or just not do that part of the field. Now as you can see, I'm beginning to run low on the hay bales there. The straw bales here, I actually buy in straw as I need it, because I haven't grown any wheat to get straw or anything. But I'm beginning to run low on the grass. I've still got heaps and heaps of the silage bales there, as you can see, so I don't need any more silage bales at the moment. Don't know if I ever showed you guys this electric fence I've put in or not. When I put the feed troughs into these paddocks, so that these paddocks became not only grass for mowing but also potential grass for cows, I put in the electric fence at the same time, just stop the cows from chewing on the silage bales in that shed. Yeah, so if we go over here, this is my new roller, which doesn't look new anymore because I use it to roll all those grass paddocks. The reason I chose this roller here, it's one of my favourites, and the reason it's one of my favourites is I really, really love those rollers where you have 3 separate rollers that you tow behind each other when you're on the road, and then you hook them up in like a triangular pattern with one in the centre at the front and then 2 behind it when you get to the paddock. The problem is I find them very, very awkward to use because getting them all hooked up and things. So this one here, when these back rollers are down and you're actually using it, it looks very, very much like one of those ones that has the 3 separate rollers. It's just a bit easier because you just fold up like this, so you don't have to actually try and hook the 3 rollers up in a row to do them. Now that was, I think, all I wanted to show you on the farm was that new roller, and I am hoping, I've heard a rumour that the local tractor dealer here has got hold of me, say they might be getting an old second-hand Steyr tractor in shortly, and if they do, I'll probably buy that, increasing my overdraft again. But it's a reasonably powerful Steyr, and I thought that if it does come in and I do get it, and then I will be able to show off to you the where are we in the what's it under? Don't actually remember what they come under. Oh, I'll find it this way. No, not that way. Where's the... No. Oh, it might be under here. Let's not under there. Oh, there's a pack that lets you it might be under fertiliser spreaders or manure spreaders. We're under one of those, I think. Oh, slowly. Could be under. Yeah, so it's all under there. All those bits and pieces there, all part of the pumps and hoses pack. And I know that AK hasn't seen the pumps and hoses pack in action, or at least he hasn't seen me doing things with the pumps and hoses pack before. So if the Steyr tractor comes in, I will be purchasing that so I can show off how the pumps and hoses works. Fury Machine Gaming, if you hear me, I believe that you might be selling that Steyr tractor to the local dealer here. Okay, so now I'm just going to escape out of the farm here. Just going to show you these photos. We go to Task Manager. So this is the only way I know of getting out of the game without actually cancelling the game. So you can go away there, yep. So if we go into photos now, okay, here we go, pictures. Okay, so this is a picture looking across the hall where the Lego show was. This is across the hall, and that's just the width of it, and then it was 3 or 4 times longer than that, so it was a huge Lego show. Okay, and there's my ugly bug and showing some of my Lego. So the Lego that I had on display was, I have my 1970s Lego on display there, and you'll probably recognise that car there, hopefully, the Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. And I also had my cartoon cars here on display as well. Now, it was a 3-day show, but it was only open to the public for 2 days. And the third day, well, actually it was open to the public days 2 and day 3. So the very first day was for people that were displaying at the show only, and we had Lego Olympics. Now the Lego Olympics had different types of competitions and things you had to do, and one of the competitions was a 10-metre race. So the idea was that you had Lego pullback motors and you could build a contraption to race, and whoever managed to cover the 10-metre distance the quickest would win. Now I built one racer that looked, well, nothing to look at whatsoever, 3 wheels, all of them quite big, nothing else to it basically except for the pullback motor to try and win. But then I built some other dragsters as well. Now these dragsters, I can't take the credit for them. A guy called Dragbrick designed them, and he's got a YouTube channel, and so he sort of designed these and I've copied his. So this is one of my dragsters, and I'll show you what's special about these ones. And as I said, this isn't my own work. I copied his, I've changed mine around a wee bit, but I basically copied off his. And at the moment, so what I plan to do is put lead weights in the back here. I ran out of time to do that. So at the moment, what I've got is batteries hanging off the back, and you'll see that better in the next shot, which causes the rear axle here to be the centre of gravity. So they will sit on all 4 wheels like this, but they'll also lift up onto 2 wheels quite easily. So as you race them along, they'll pull wheel stands. So these ones I did in order to pull wheel stands down the drag strip. And so that's the second one I built. I built 4 of these. That's the third one, and you can see quite clearly there the battery attached off the back of the car, and it just drags that along behind it, lifting the front wheels as it goes. And there's the 4th one. So yeah, so as I said, I can't take the credit for these. I did build these ones, but the guy that designed the originals is a guy called Dragbrick, who has his own YouTube channel. So it's his idea that I used to make those, and these went down a real treat at the show. They weren't going to win any races. They were way too heavy with the batteries hanging off the back and things, and also they had a smaller pullback motor in them, so they couldn't actually go as fast as a lot of the other ones. I didn't build these ones to try and win. I built these ones just to have some fun, and it certainly was fun. I think it'd be even better once I've got the lead weights in the back there, so that I can get rid of the battery hanging off the back and just stick a little wheelie bar on the back instead. So basically these ones are completely hollow all up the front. There's just no weight to it whatsoever. It's completely hollow, and they'll have lead weights filling up the back here to make them as heavy as I possibly can at the back. So that was what I was displaying at the Lego show. And on that note, I think I'll say goodbye, and we'll head back to the farm so I can get the job finished off. Okay, thank you all. Bye.